Well, it's been a while since we've done this. So let's just get started. Sanskrit is an Indo-Aryan language and was the lingua franca of what we call India today for hundreds of years. As the language of Hinduism and Buddhism, it evolved into separate languages called Prakrits. Some of these include Magadhi Prakrit, Elu Prakrit, Sharasani Prakrit, and a few others. Sharasani Prakrit is the ancestor of one of these languages spoken in India today, called Hindustani. Hindustani then later became two different languages, Hindi and Urdu, both of them national lingua francas of India and Pakistan, respectively. What we call present-day northern India between the 7th and 13th centuries was when Islamic influence on the region was the most prevalent. During this time, Hindustani was only spoken in a small area compared to other Indo-Aryan languages, like Rajasthani, Sindhi, and others. All of which, Hindustani and other Indo-Aryan languages, evolved from Apabhramshas. Basically, think of them as like a vulgar Sanskrit, like vulgar Latin. From the 13th century, the Delhi Sultanate strengthened the Islamic influence on the subcontinent, and as Arabic was the new religious language, Persia was made the official language of the Sultanate. Among Arabic, Persian, and Turkic languages the dynasty spoke, every region used their native language, or languages, as the casual language. For example, Hindustani would be used in Hindustan, and so on. This same trend continued during the Mughal Empire, during which Hindustani spread throughout the northern areas as a lingua franca, which varied throughout every region. For example, more Arabic and Persian words were used in Muslim communities. Nearing the end of the Mughal Empire and the beginning of Britain's colonial rule, the Karibili dialect of Hindustani had replaced Persian as the new language of the elite. Some early names for the language include Hindavi, Delavi, and others. The name Urdu today comes from the phrase Zaban-e-Urdu-e Mualla, meaning language of the exalted camp. That's because this form of Hindustani, which would later be called Urdu, was used in army camps. The British made the Urdu variety the new official language of India, but caused backlash by Hindu communities who wanted the language to use Devanagari. Urdu at this time was written in the Perso-Arabic script. After British rule ended, the partition of India and Pakistan led to people moving to the country where the religion would be more dominant. For Hindus and Buddhists, they come to India, and for Muslims, Pakistan. The total population for Urdu speakers is around 246 million. That's between 2011 to 2023. But the number of speakers will increase during the following generations. It's mainly spoken in Pakistan and in some parts of India, but is also spoken throughout the Urdu diaspora community. So how does Urdu work? First, let's look at the script and phonology. Urdu was written in the Perso-Arabic script, or Persic script, but has new letters to match the sounds that are present in Indo-Aryan languages. Some of these include da, rda, and da. This symbol here is used for nasal vowels, a common feature that many Indo-Aryan languages have. This separate script letter can be used to represent a or e. Despite being written in Perso-Arabic, this form of Perso-Arabic is called the Nastaliq script, which is used to write Urdu and many other languages today. We also have aspirated consonants, those that have a breathy sound after, like k, dh, j, and others. If you're able to read Perso-Arabic, switching over to Nastaliq shouldn't be too difficult. Let's examine some sentences and see how Urdu works. Here's a simple sentence meaning I eat roti.
मैं रोटी खाता हूँ.
Word for word, it's I, roti, eat. The basic word order of Urdu is SOV, subject, object, verb,
खाना,
is the verb meaning to eat. Here it's conjugated in the masculine singular form. In various simple tenses, the verb is a personal participle followed by the verb
होना,
meaning to be. Now let's switch tenses for a little bit. This sentence means I ate roti.
मैंने रोटी खाई.
The word order is the same, but something about the verb is a little different. In many Indo-Aryan languages, they feature something called ergativity. The object of transitive verbs are equal to the subject of intransitive verbs, which are usually followed by a ne suffix. They act similar to passive sentences in English. So this sentence would be something like, roti was eaten by me. Some languages, like many Indo-Aryan languages, have mixed ergativity, meaning that ergativity isn't shown in every tense. One such case is when the verb is in the perfective form. In the perfective form, that means that the action is completed. But if we look at this sentence in the imperfect conjugation, it looks quite similar to the present tense sentence. Here's a sentence meaning, his mom gave medicine to the cow.
उसकी माँ गाय को डॉग देती थी.
Usually, there's no object marker when there's one object in the sentence. When there's multiple objects in a sentence, ko marks the indirect object. So it's something like, to the cow. You might also notice this word cow looks a little weird. That's because it's a cognate to the English word cow, and to some other Indo-European languages, like vodi in Greek, meaning ox, bo in Irish, with the same meaning of cow, and guk, meaning boar in Albanian. Many other forms are similar. Also note that in the past tense form, they act the same as the present tense, with the personal participle followed by the past tense form of the verb
होना.
meaning to be.
अब क्या खाना चाहते हैं?
This question means, what do you want to eat?
आप.
Is a formal pronoun. The formal pronoun has dedicated inflected forms. Some of these include the nominative, the genitive, the ergative, etc. For example,
आपका पकाना खतरनाक है क्या?
this sentence means your cooking is dangerous. Here, the formal pronoun for you is in the genitive form. Also notice where the word for what comes in the question. Like many Indo-Aryan languages, the question word, or the interrogative pronoun, comes after the subject, like in Persian or other Indo-Aryan languages. One more thing I want to point out is when two verbs are in a question or sentence. The main verb comes at the end while the secondary verb is in the object position. If you're familiar with Hindi, switching to Urdu isn't so tough. The main issues will be learning the Perso-Arabic script and learning Nastaliq, if you're not familiar with that, at least. Much of the same vocabulary is used in the common language between Hindi and Urdu. The main difference comes in the formal register. Though even in the formal register, many people say that it's relatively easy to adjust speech. Though this depends on the exact person you're speaking to. If you want to jumpstart to learn Urdu, check out Urdu Pod 101. Check in the description down below if you want to try it out. And let me ask you, depending on the speaker, which dialect is the most different to the standard language? And of course, aside from Hindi, which Indo-Aryan language is the closest to Urdu? And now that I'm done with Urdu, we can move on to other Indo-Aryan languages. I wonder which ones we'll look at next. Right now, I have a pretty good idea of what Indo-Aryan language we'll look at next. But maybe you'll get it too. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, bye bye.